What do you think the solution is? Do you think people like lower their standards, or you think people should raise their qualifications?
Well, I believe in raising your qualifications. All right, that has to be the focus, because forget finding a partner for your own self, for your own quality of life. Raise your damn qualifications.
So break down for the average guy right now. What does it mean for him to raise his qualifications? What do you got to do?
All right. Number one, find your purpose.
Yeah.
If you are a man, find your purpose. Everything else can fall into proper alignment when you figure out where you're going in life and what you're supposed to be doing. Not to mention that if your desire is to have a relationship, women they respect a man with purpose. Mm-hmm. They are drawn to a man with purpose. They will hold him in higher regard. So that's going to do well for that man. I do think creating financial stability is important. Regardless of what women want, you need that for yourself, all right? I think a lot of guys, the reason why they don't have it is not because it's unattainable, it's because poor planning, not having a proper vision, and not having the proper work ethic to make it happen. You got to put in the work. You can't just be lazy about things. Too many dudes have been coddled growing up, all right? A lot of mothers, unfortunately, and I understand why. They're nurturers. They want to love their children. It's not in them to try to have to always create this structure of discipline. They just want to love their son, but they coddle him. And so now he grows up to be a grown boy who doesn't know how to stand on his own 2 feet. That's a problem. So if you are trying to raise your qualifications as a man, you've got to find that fire within you to work, to have pride in being productive in life. You know what I'm saying? So find your purpose. Being productive, you know what I'm saying? Creating financial stability as well. And I do think that men, even though women don't make as much of an issue with physical presentation as men do, it is a factor. A lot of women act like looks ain't a big deal. It is a damn big deal to damn near everybody, even them. So I do think that men need to tap into finding proper physical presentation. And again, this isn't just for women, because in business, if you go to an interview looking sloppy as hell, you're not getting the job. Yeah. So why you think walking around looking sloppy and homely is gonna get you a nice woman? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You gotta learn how to tighten up. Again, you ain't gotta wear designer. You ain't gotta look like the dudes on TV or whatever, but you gotta learn how to present yourself in a good, clean, professional, strong, confident manner. You know what I'm saying? And I believe if you do that, that's going to help raise your qualifications. And I'll add one more. Learn to have a conversation. I really think men learning how to carry good conversation is a very powerful tool when trying to get the type of woman you want. You know what I'm saying? Because again, the average dude does not know how to have a conversation.
So what's like a good, like what are some techniques, or what does a good conversation mean for guys who are oblivious to it?
Having depth to what you talk about, being able to go past the surface. I think what men have to do, again, this is where purpose also contributes to being able to have a conversation. Because when you have purpose, you're now going in a lane where you're becoming more educated in that subject, whatever you're a coach or a doctor or whatever, right? So now by becoming more educated, because you have to for the sake of carrying out your purpose, you have something of depth that you can bring to the table in conversation. Just having that helps. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes don't have that thing that they can talk about and that the woman could actually learn something from. Like, she wants to learn something from you. She wants to know that you are a master of something, that you're great at something. So just finding things that you are passionate about and you can speak about is going to help you be able to have great conversation, but then become well-rounded. You know, look up some politics stuff. Not that you gotta be big on it. You ain't gotta be a master of everything. I need you to be a master of something, but then have some points of knowledge in other areas. That will allow you to have different conversations, talk about life, talk about what's going on in life. That is where you can have good conversation with somebody.
Yeah, and I think the most important thing you said, like you said, is finding purpose. So what are some of the steps that those men can find their purpose?
Well, number one, stop chasing damn women. That's number one.
Well, I like women.
Listen, like, it's so hard to figure your purpose out when you're such in a mindset of going after women, sex. It's like, yo, you got to pull away from that. I really think if a dude is serious about finding his purpose, a lot of dudes ain't going to like hearing this, but it's going to be real. Be abstinent for at least a period of time.
How well? Be more detailed, brother.
All right, I'm going to throw out the number 3 months. At least, all right? Yeah. At least 3 months where you're going to say, okay, you know what? I'm not chasing after women. I'm not going to try to have sex. Hell, if you've been watching porn, turn the porn off. I know that's going to be tough for a lot of dudes, but I'm just saying, remove as many distractions as possible, all right? And really now hone in on, okay, what am I passionate about? If you're spiritual, talking to God, okay, God, what do you want me to do in my life? What's next? Start to read. Reading can ignite a fire in you. You know what I'm saying? When you start to read the right books and you start to see what starts to really speak to your spirit. You know what I'm saying? Read books that successful people have read. These are different ways that will really get you moving in that direction. But I really believe if you're serious about this, start with the abstinence and removing women for at least a 3-month period of time. I would say even more. And here's what's crazy. There's a lot of jokes that's made on TV shows, cartoons, like when dudes give up women, how they become like ultra productive. Like there was an episode of Seinfeld. Don't judge me if you think something about Seinfeld, but there's an episode of Seinfeld where George, the bald-headed dude on the show, he like I guess stopped having sex, and then he became like crazy smart. Like he's like rocket scientist smart. Yeah. And then the minute he has sex, all gone. He's back to being stupid. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's a joke, but it's real. Like we're really dumbed down by our desires and pursuit of sex and women, that we're not living to our higher selves because we're not allowing, giving ourselves the time to tap into that. And I really think, and listen, you'll eventually get back to having sex. Not saying you should, because you know I'm all about God, and the best thing is to wait till marriage. But regardless of where you stand, you will have an opportunity to get back to that. Sacrificing 3 months, hell, even a year of your life of not pursuing women and sex will be worth it. I guarantee any man who does at least the 3 months and really goes in intentional, he's going to be able to say, you know what, this was productive. This was worth it. No man has done that I know of and has said, man, this was a waste of my damn time.
No, that's real, because, I mean, like when AMS was here, we talked about like that delayed gratification. I know a lot of people who are, watch our content, they're familiar with the whole no fat movement. And and basically it's just, guys stopping pornography and masturbation. But I think a lot of the results that came from it comes when you're, no pun intended.
Wow. You did. Wow. Oh my God. You really tickled by that, huh? Wow.
But I think a lot of the stuff that comes from that is like what you described. When you're not chasing women, you have to chase other things. When you're not, and I remember you and I were talking about it, and you were saying that what if men, instead of between the ages of 18 and 23, instead of chasing women, took that 5-year period to discover their purpose, to work, to build wealth, to invest into real estate, to learn the stock market, to learn about mutual funds. And then afterwards, even if you wanted to hit the streets in your, latter years, you would have built such a great foundation for success. But men do the opposite. They waste their time 18 to 30 chasing women, and now 30 trying to figure it all out.
Exactly. And that's the thing. It's just proper planning. And I really believe that. Like, I hope one day a movement will start where we get guys, like you said, 18 to like 23. Don't worry about the women right now. Yeah. Focus on you. Focus on fixing your credit, setting yourself up to buy a home, finding your purpose, gaining experience in that lane. Because again, a lot of people, like you said, you wait till you're 30-something to try to figure your career out. Now you're starting from scratch because you ain't got experience, because you've been jumping around from job to job. Yeah. You've built nothing, no strong foundation. And then, God forbid, you end up having kids along the way with women that you ain't trying to be with, all right? So now you're behind the 8 ball, because now you got child support you got to worry about. You got possibly baby mama drama. Like, so many men's lives have been, what's the word I'm looking for? Have been hindered, have been thrown off track because you got too caught up in women and sex. And it's like, yes, take that 18 to 20. And let's be real, bro. The real fun don't happen until after 23 anyway, if you're trying to have fun, all right? So don't worry about those years. Those are probably the best years to lock in, focus on you, your growth, leave the women alone. You can get to them later.
So for the nice guys who are in these unhealthy relationships, what are some signs that you give men to be cautious of that, hey, this kind of woman, you need to leave because it's only going to produce more headaches and issues in your life?
Well, I think you struck on one of the big points. She's bossy.
Yeah.
I think a woman who's very bossy is really controlling, all right? And if she's controlling, it's because, again, she has defense mechanisms. She has her walls up. She does not want to be vulnerable in that way. That woman is less likely to truly give her heart to you. You know what I'm saying? Because she can't never fully trust that you as a man can do what you're supposed to do with it. So bossiness and being overly aggressive. And when I say overly aggressive, I mean more so in how she speaks to you and how she even speaks to other people. Yeah. Like, pay attention to how the woman handles other individuals. It will show you a lot. You don't have to, like, sometimes a woman could be sweet to you in certain moments, but she's a real B to other women, other guys, or whatever. That's a red flag.
Yeah.
That's something to look at, because what that's saying to me is she might be playing a nice role with you right now, but there's an other side of her that's going to eventually come out. Exactly. When she gets comfortable, when she get comfortable, it's going to come out. So I do think the bossiness, I think being combative. Now, I don't want women to mistake that. I don't want women to think that means you can't have an opinion. You should have an opinion. You should express yourself. But when everything I say is being met with resistance and being shot down, that's a problem. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And again, it goes back to almost this level of control. I have to have my opinion conquer yours. I have to be the one that is right in this situation. That's a defense mechanism. There's something else going on there. You know what I'm saying? A third thing is she's negative as hell. Mm-hmm. You cannot allow yourself, I don't care how fine she is. I don't care if she has a great job. I don't care about any of that. If she's negative, you will suffer as a man, period. And in the long run, this is not going to play out well for you. So you got to recognize when you're dealing with a negative woman. Now, some people say, I'm not negative, I'm a realist. No, you're negative, all right? You're pessimistic and negative. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Yes, it's one thing to have moments where you have to rain on someone's parade because they're looking at things through rose-colored glasses. Yeah. But when you're always giving the negative side, everything, again, you're shooting it down. There is no optimism in your voice and in your perception of things. That's a problem. Yeah. You can't deal with that. To me, those are three big signs like, yo, this is not going to be good. You know what I'm saying? And then I will also say this, because this is important for the nice guys to hear. You got to take a step back and ask yourself, is she really doing for me or am I just doing for her? What I've noticed with a lot of nice guy relationships is he gets so caught up in putting her on a pedestal, treating her like a queen, which you should, all right? But he gets so consumed by that he doesn't even realize she does nothing for him. Mm-hmm. She's just there. She's pretty. She entertains your conversation. But what does she actually do for you? You know what I'm saying? A woman who loves you, who's genuine about you, wants to give. Women are natural givers. So if you're pouring into a woman, she'll want to give it back to you 10 times. If she's really into you. And hell, even some who aren't really into you, that's what they're going to do because that's their true nature. So when they're not doing that, that's a huge sign. This girl's just using you. You know what I'm saying? So take a step back, because I say we because I've even noticed before in my life where, okay, wait a minute, what was she really doing for me? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? What's really the benefit of being with her?
Yeah. That's so good, man. And I remember... I hope she's not watching. But I remember I was dating this one girl, and I realized that I kind of created a culture where she didn't feel like she had to do anything. You know? And I feel like you said, a lot of nice guys create a culture where I'm your servant, and I'm here to take care of your every need. Mm-hmm. And then eventually, months later, you realize, hold on, what has she done for me?
Exactly. And that's what it is. That's what it is. And then part of it is losing a sight of your value and your confidence as a man to where now you think I have to keep doing for her even though she's not doing for me in return. Like, some women don't realize, women swear the dynamic is always women just doing for the man. Nah, in these nice guy relationships, I know dudes who cook, clean, pay the bills, everything. Woman not doing nothing. Married to women like this. You know what I'm saying? And again, just to be fair, the fact that you even allowed yourself to be in that situation speaks to something deeper within you that needs to be resolved. All right? Because you have men who have abandonment issues. You have men who have low self-esteem. You have men who are very insecure due to past relationships or childhood. And so that contributes to them fighting so hard for this woman to accept them and embrace them that they just want to give, but they're getting nothing in return.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. Like, what are those things that those good guys have to do? Is it like they have to gain more confidence, see their value, see their worth, so they won't get caught up in relationships like that?
Hell yeah. Like, I think society's always telling women, know your worth, know your worth, know your worth. But we act like men aren't supposed to know their worth. You know what I'm saying? And people take issue when a man knows his worth. Men should know their worth just as much as a woman. And so you got to regain that confidence. You have to understand you have value here. You are just as important to this relationship as she is, all right? So just as you need to give to her, she needs to give to you. It's a two-way street. So I definitely think, and I think more importantly, you have to get to a point where you are not afraid if she walks away from you.
Yeah. That's a
The
good
reality is that men, especially good men, get caught up in the fear of losing her, that they do everything in their power to keep her, not realizing that now, rather than losing her, you're losing yourself. All right? And here's the thing. Here's the crazy thing. In that dynamic, you're still going to lose her.
Yeah.
Because now your lack of self-worth, your lack of self-respect becomes unattractive to her.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't see your value, she ain't seeing it neither. You see what I'm saying? So now eventually she gets tired of you and she will leave you, or it's going to become such an unhealthy situation that will inevitably lead to breakup. Sometimes the only reason that woman has not left is because she doesn't know how to leave you. Because I always say one of the worst positions to be in is to be with a great guy you're not in love with. All right, in regards to women. And this can happen to men too, but for women, because now how does she validate leaving this great guy even though she knows she's not in love with him? But unfortunately, you'll never get everything you need from her because she's not in love with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. So you really have to, you got to remember your value, man. You got to know your worth. That's just really, really important for a man. And listen, if you have low self-worth, you need to build yourself up. That's where you got to get to work. You got to start making some things happen. Give women something to respect about you. You know what I'm saying? Being a man does not garner respect. You have to be a man with vision, a man with plan, a man that's about something. Your penis does not entitle you to respect. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it don't work that way, bro.
Yeah, I feel like men should have that same confidence as rappers do in themselves. I'm the best rapper in the game.
Yeah.
Nobody can go bar for me. Like, if you leave me, you ain't gonna find another better man than me.
Though you shouldn't say that.
That's my favorite line.
That's an unhealthy thing to say, all right?
I bring that line out when I need to.
That's an unhealthy thing to say. But yes, you can't be afraid to lose her. You can't, and don't get me wrong, that does not mean treat her like she's disposable.
Yeah.
It just means that never be so afraid to lose her that you now lose yourself in trying to keep her.
So what are some clear signs a woman is respecting you, into you? I feel like a lot of guys, like, they know the signs, hopefully by now, that she's not into you and that she's unhealthy. What are some clear signs that, like, yo, this girl is into you, she's a keeper? Like, these are some really positive things that you should be excited about.
Number one, she wants to do things for you. Yeah. Again, women...
Like laundry and washing dishes.
I love this guy so much.
Oh, man. You probably had a girl throw her shoe at the screen right now.
Oh, my God, bro.
Laundry, washing dishes. I mean, listen, not necessarily that, all right? Because I'm not going to co-sign doing wife things when we're just dating. But no, she wants to do for you. She wants to put a smile on your face. She's the woman who's considerate about you. So, like... even if she goes out, she might see something that would look good on you. She might get it for you. You know what I'm saying? Or at least, like, I just feel like she's going to want to do something. There's just this natural desire to want to give when a woman truly loves a man and is into that man. So I think that's number one. Number two, she wants to listen to you. Again, if this woman is always being combative, dismissing you, speaking over you, that's a bad sign. But when she wants to sit and listen to you, again, that doesn't mean you're her dictator and you rule over her. But when she is actively willing to listen and hear you out, then that is a sign that, yes, she's truly into you. You know what I'm saying? When she respects you in the way that she speaks to you. Again, you pay attention to a lot of these relationships, these women be talking all kinds of sideways to this dude.
Can't do it.
That's not respect. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, some situations are toxicity that was created by the man as well. But if you know you've been respectful to her, but she can't give you the same respect in return, that's a problem. So when she can be respectful of you, that is also a sign that she is into you. And I think just her willingness to support and believe in you is a big thing. Again, I have come to the belief that a relationship cannot succeed if the woman does not look up to the man. All right? And again, that doesn't mean she views him as you are greater than me, so to speak, or anything like that, or I'm less than, or you have, whatever. But she reveres him. She highly respects him. You know what I'm saying? And so this is why, again, it's so important for men to establish something in their life first. You got to give her something to respect. You got to give her something to revere. Without that, you can't just expect her to just hand it to you. It don't work like that. But when she has that, you know what I'm saying, and holds you in high regard, then that is a clear sign. So again, she can be supportive of you, because it's hard to be supportive of a man when you have a track record of trash, when you have a track record of you've done nothing in your life. Now, some women will still try, and I don't necessarily condone it, but they will still try a lot of times. But as a man, when you can have at least something that shows I've done for myself, now it is easier for her to support your new venture, that next thing you want to make happen. Because she's like, all right, well, he's already made things happen, so let me throw my support behind him. And she actually believes in who you are.
Hey, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to check this one out right here, and I'll see you